everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder and welcome back. I thought today we'd take a look at Pink Floyd's Pulse release that came out in 1995. This one here is a limited edition, deluxe edition of it that came in this book style packaging. And the thing that was of most notable about it was this, that it had a blinking light on it, pulsing as the name says. My battery has long gone out on this thing, but at that time, getting a release with the blinking light on it was, just kind of an unheard thing. Now with technology and stuff, you have bands like Tool releasing their albums that have little video screens in them and play videos on it, and you can get that. But back at this time, that was pretty high tech for Pink Floyd and deluxe editions in 1995. Now, stepping back a moment, the Pulse tour was for the 1994 album Division Bell. And the thing that was of most note about that tour, and it wasn't for all of the shows, but that they did perform on some of them Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety. And this release captured that and recorded that. And so, a band going out at that time, like Pink Floyd, and performing an album in its entirety was unheard of. It's not like today where these groups go out for anniversary tours and things and perform an album in its entirety. That's pretty, common, pretty standard these days. But in 1994, this just was unheard of. I certainly didn't know of any bands that had gone out and done this, at least nobody as big and famous as Pink Floyd, and it was really quite the event. It was a stadium tour at that time. I saw them at Tampa Stadium, and it was just a mind-boggling show to have seen. And so this the Pulse album here captures that, and it does have regular album tracks and whatnot on it, but it does have the Dark Side of the Moon on it. So this is, as I said, it was a hardback book. The spine of the book there, and the spine itself of the packaging, and then the back side of it there, mimicking the front with the circular writing around it, just as all of the water movement and cloud movement showing the cycle of life, on the front of it like that. And it just slides right out, and then you get these alternate versions of what the album art for Pulse could have been, would have been, are shown there. So on the front of this you get one of the discs, and then on the back side you get another disc there. And at the time, getting this small book on the inside that came with all this really great art was really quite something. It's not like today where you just run to the internet and you can see all the images you want and YouTube anything instantly. You really only got your images of bands and stuff through rock magazines and MTV and stuff like that. So as a fan at that time, getting this release and being able to thumb through and see all these great images and stuff like that was really quite something, and made for a very beautiful release. And even to this day, like, I thumb back through this when I'm listening to this album, and it just brings back really great memories seeing all of these, shots from the show, and definitely seeing these guys in the retro outfits and longer hair than they would have today, and that sort of stuff. Different looks from the time period. 1994, 95 era. Has some very funny outfits that we all wish we could probably forget, but for Pink Floyd, they were certainly captured, and it's great to see all that sort of stuff. For the 10th anniversary of it in 2005, they finally released a DVD of it. Up until this point, there was only the VHS, and this DVD is the one that did the restoration on it and the re-editing of it. You can see they did some alternate artwork for it here. It came with a small book inside, and it was a double disc, and there's the back side of it. And it came with some extra content at the time. The VHS just came with the straight show. But this one here had, first of all, restored it to the 4.3 aspect ratio, which is great, and gave it a new 5.1 surround sound mix. But this one also included its screen films and a segment called Bootlegging the Bootleggers, and had the music videos, Say Goodbye to Life as We Know It, Wish You Were Here with Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins. That's a great one right there. there's a photo gallery and there's also some tour stuff on it. So that was great, and that came out in 2005, and no Blu-ray though for the longest time until just recently with the box set that you see behind me. The later years came with both the DVD and then now the Blu-ray edition. Interesting that the Blu-ray takes on the cover from the DVD, and they changed the DVD to this one. But you know, there you go. So there's finally a Blu-ray. It'll probably get an individual release eventually, but for right now, the Blu-ray is only available within the box. And just in conclusion, I thought while we're looking at Pulse, we'd do a quick thumb through of the Division Bell tour book from the show. And so opening right off the bat here, the thing I always really liked about this was the fact that it had these translucent sheets at the beginning of it, and there's one at the end that we'll take a look at there. A lot of really cool images, and you know, some information about the band itself, and there's some information on the tour and the supporting guys who back up Pink Floyd and everything. In it, and there's some great alternate artwork from the Division Bell in here. And you know, seeing that stuff at the time, I had no idea there was that much many alternate album cover shots done for the Division Bell. Now, as part of the later years box set, there's a segment in there about the shoot for the Division Bell. And it goes through all the different versions, and even with all the ones that I was seeing here in the tour book and whatnot, totally doesn't cover the amount that the little documentary does. But yeah, a lot of little cool shots and some write-ups and information and stuff that were in here, and you know, covering the backing musicians and whatnot, and albums out to date at that point, and then the final page that's in here that has the other translucent sheet itself in there that was showing us stage design and everything with the lighting configuration. And then the last page and the back side of it. So there you go. The Division Bell tour book, the DVD release from 2005, and the original deluxe edition that came out in 1995. All right, hope everyone enjoyed that, and another little thing to, you know, nugget of information to add to your knowledge on Pink Floyd. If you enjoyed this, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.